Sketch 16x squared minus 25y squared minus 256x minus 150y plus 399 equals 0. Alright, so let's first work with this the way we already know how to. Let's kind of regroup some stuff and see what happens. Alright, so I've got 16x squared minus 256x minus 25y squared minus 150y equals negative 399. Let's use a little factoring here. 16 by the quantity x squared minus 16x. Let's leave a space for completing the square. Now be careful here. I'm going to factor out a negative 25. So minus 25 times y squared plus 6y. Leave a space, equals negative 399. Completing the square. X squared minus 16x. Half of 16 is 8. 8 squared is 64. So I'd have to add 64. But I really added 16 64s, which is 1024. Completing the square on the y quantity. Half of 6 is 3 squared is 9. I'd have to add 9. But wait a second, I really added negative 25 times 9. So I need to subtract 225. Alright, so when you simplify this, now we have 16 by x minus 8 squared minus 25 by y plus 3 squared. And when you do all that arithmetic on the right-hand side, you get 400. Dividing through by 400 gives me x minus 8 squared over 25 minus y plus 3 squared over 16 equals 1. So I see this as a hyperbola with the center 8, negative 3. It has a horizontal transverse axis. And again, I know it has a horizontal transverse axis because the positive coefficient is on the x. So we have a equals 5 and b equals 4. So to find the vertices, I would move the center left and right 5. So the vertices would be at 8 plus or minus 5, comma, negative 3. And so that's 3, negative 3, and 13, negative 3. Alright, so let's start the sketch. Alright, identifying the center. The center's at 8, negative 3. Vertices at 3, negative 3. And 13, negative 3. Alright, let's build the fundamental rectangle. Alright, so from my center, I'm going to move up and down 4 units. Alright, so I have an important point here at 8, 1, and an important point at 8, negative 7. Alright, so let's use those to help build that fundamental rectangle. and use the fundamental rectangle, drawing through the corners. Should go through the center as well, roughly, building the asymptotes. Alright, so there's our asymptotes, and we can now draw the curve. Remember, follow the asymptote through the vertex, follow the asymptote. It's got a horizontal transverse axis, so it opens left and right. So there's half of the curve, or one branch. There's the other branch of the curve. Let's identify the asymptotes. Alright, so the asymptotes have a slope of, well, let's look at the positive slope. It would be, to get from the center to the corner, you would have to move up 4 and right 5. So the slope is 4/5, so then y equals plus or minus 4/5. Okay, and then point slope form. The center is 8, -3, so it would be x minus 8, closed quantity, minus 3. Let's find the foci. Notice that the c value is given by c squared equals a squared plus b squared, so that would be 25 plus 16. C squared is 41, which means that c is the square root of 41, which is between 6 and 7. So from the center, I would have to move left square root of 41 or right square root of 41. So then the foci are defined as 8 plus or minus the square root of 41, comma, -3. So let's go to the left first. So the square root of 41, recall, is between 6 and 7. So from the center, moving left 5, 6, between 6 and 7, so about here. There's my focus 1. Focus 1, and its coordinates are 8 minus the square root of 41, comma, -3. And my second focus, between 6 and 7 to the right, there's F2, and its coordinates are 8 plus the square root of 41, comma, -3.